day at the chart, a sea of red, talking puts and calls, but they just stare ahead. Strike price means nothing in the blank minds, margins and leverage like mountains and climb.
Welcome back to Noobs. It is Friday, the 14th, November 14th. We did not do an episode on Wednesday because we had some stuff going on. The market is recovering. It was a big down day all across the market yesterday, like 2 and 3% down moves in all the indexes. And but now we appear to be bouncing. So today, let me see here if I can read off of your screen what's going on. Can I get enough to quote the market? Oh, how do I make this bigger? Why can I not do this full screen? Full screen. No, not good enough to quote the market. Anyway, from my screen, my phone, Nasdaq's up about 100. We got the S&P's up about 9. The Russell's up about 7, and the Dow is down about 300. Gold, we got selling today, and silver, a pretty decent sized down day. So gold's down 2%, silver's down 3.5%. We got Ethereum is up small 1%, and then Bitcoin down 1.5%. So I'm still kind of hesitant and reticent to say that we are in full bounce mode from here. So I don't know that we start flipping our cards over and taking off the risk. I think we kind of sit in what we got until we get day 2 of a continuation. And we start to see the VIX really collapse. We still have the VIX at 20. This could very easily just roll back over and start selling again. So let's take a look at your positions and see, because I had to make a bunch of adjustments yesterday for you because capital, we're pretty extended here as far as the amount of capital that we have allocated. And yesterday you actually had negative capital available in your account, and that's called getting a margin call. If you let that go on throughout the day and you close the day that way, then your broker is going to call you, say, hey, put more money in your account or close positions. Either way, you got to free up capital. But there's other ways that you can free up capital ahead of that, which is moving your risk away from the money. But in order to do that, usually you have to roll out in time. So what we'll see when you open up things like Tesla, you'll see that you're pretty far out in time in these contracts, where yesterday you were in December. Now your Tesla's out in March, but it's like another $55 away from the money. You were in the 395. Now you're in the 340 because I rolled that to free up capital. And then your Oracle position, I also rolled to February because Oracle, number one, it was getting tested hard. And look at Oracle rip. This is a big bounce. So Oracle last night was trading $10 lower than right here. So we're getting a big bounce in here. Today, but I say for now, we just kind of leave. We're not gonna chase this bounce right here. We're just gonna let this kind of play out and see how things go. So Applied was all the way down to $21 and some change last night in the aftermarket. So you know what? Actually, I kind of feel like this. I don't think you do anything with Applied right here, but I kind of feel like some of these moves. Oh, Angel Studios is working really well for you today. Look at that. Angel Studios had earnings last night. And they had pretty good earnings. What was weird about it is normally when you have an earnings, you'll have a bunch of movement in the after hours, but there's just nobody interested in this stock right now. There was like a couple of hundred shares traded after the earnings announcement, which is really bizarre and really weird. Like nobody's trading this thing, even though it's a billion-dollar company. Um, there's just not a lot of interest in it. I wonder what the click on it and see what the volume for today is. So go to details. No. Details. Show,
What am I
no,
doing?
no.
I was trying to click on
Then
it, kept missing.
up there to you see where it says 580 up top, and there's a little tab right beside it to the left, a little thing. Yeah, open that up. What does that volume say?
641,371.
Still really low, really low. Not a lot of people interested, even after earnings. Um, Normally, you'll get an influx of volume on an earnings announcement, but this stock typically only trades about 750,000 to maybe 1 million on any given day. Um, just not a lot of people trading it. Not a lot of people interested. Not very exciting. But nonetheless, I think that as time goes on, you'll get more liquidity and more interest in here as this company grows. So that's why, and I like the company. So that's why we're in that position. I'm glad it had a decent earnings. It's up 10% today, relatively decent sized move. I think there's a lot more room for that company to grow over the next few years. So this is more of a longer term hold type position, not really a trading position. What else we got here? We have silver is down pretty big today, but your silver position still looks fine. The AG, I don't think we do anything in that. Your Archer Aviation. Archer, I don't think you do anything in Archer. Archer's super weak lately. We're hoping this thing gets back into the $9 range. That one, you pretty much, with those calls where they are, you've pretty much locked in a small loss. If this thing gets back to the 9, that's fine. We battled that from much higher levels all the way down to where we are. So I would be happy to get out of that with a small loss. Weeble has earnings coming up, I believe, next week. And that's going to be the real key as to whether or not we just cut this and move on, or whether there's life that gets breathed back into this stock, because Weeble is pure garbage right now. Open up Hood. Let's see what Hood is doing today, because Hood was getting wrecked, absolutely destroyed last night and yesterday. Okay, so we're getting a bounce out of Hood. Honestly, how much is that up today? $4?
113 billion.
Yeah, it's ridiculously priced. As a matter of fact, what does it cost you to sell like a call spread in here, even buy like a put spread? You know, you might go to your December expiration in here. What are these strikes trading at? What's the 155 in there, or the 160? If you sell that 160, what can you get for no, the call? That's buying.
Oh. Clicked on it, it wouldn't let me.
What's the mid price in there, and how much capital does that use? I think you go ahead and put that on just as a way to get more, because most of your delta in here is pretty short, or pretty long delta. You don't have hardly any shorts left with this down move. I think probably the only short you've got going on in here is MU, which is getting absolutely wrecked today. Holy crap. You need to move your calls back up in MU. I adjusted this position down yesterday because it was getting destroyed, but wow, you're getting destroyed to the other side. Or your puts, not your calls. Sorry. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. Geez, that's insane. You got to take these up to like at least the 210, maybe, or even like the. At 210, I would say. This is crazy. It's up $17 today. Jeez. Yeah, go ahead and put that through. Yikes. This one was doing all right until today. Mother of pearl. Okay. Oracle. Oh, what do we got going on? Oracle. I think you just leave this one go for now. Tesla. You got to kind of leave that one go for now. What we're hoping is that some of these. We want some of the time to come out of these contracts before we readjust these things. Your Russell was down. So your Russell position was up about 1200 bucks. Now it's only up 300. So it lost about $900 with this massive down move. And now you're basically sitting again in the Russell at you see how your strikes are the same?
Yeah, 2450 and 2450.
You're sitting at a straddle in here. So I did not roll this further out in time. So you're still in the 35-day till expiration. So what we will do is wait until this thing gets back to around 2450, and then at that point, if it gets back to 2450, we'll take these contracts and we'll buy the straddle and put it back out to a strangle. But without having a lot of capital to work with here, I'm not sure there's too much that you can do. What's NVIDIA doing here? Open up NVIDIA. I think you're okay in NVIDIA. I'm still not 100% convinced that the market's not done going down here. I mean, we're getting a nice little bounce, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're done going down. So like in a bear market, you'll get these relief bounces where people cover their short positions and that causes the market to bounce. You'll see usually retail kind of pile in to buy the dip. Which honestly, my gut tells me we should be buying the dip, but with the with your current positions that you have on, you're already long enough that if we do continue to bounce, you're going to be making back all this money and some. It's just a matter of it's going to take a little bit of time because we've moved your contracts further out in time. And that's a mechanism of basically we have too many positions on and we're a little bit over leveraged right now. So if we weren't as leveraged as we were and we had more capital available, we could have withstood a larger drawdown and we wouldn't have had to roll out some of these contracts. So this is a lesson to be learned, and it's a lesson I'm constantly battling with. Yeah, because we're rallying pretty good now.
Up 1,000 from when
We
I opened my iPad.
yeah Yeah, we're bouncing good. And we opened lower. Usually when you open real weak and then you start to get some momentum to the upside after that, that's kind of like a sign of a washout to the downside and then buyers stepping in. So actually, let's take that Russell and we're going to adjust this Russell. Go ahead and open up and then in your calls.
No,
Not going to go crazy in here to adjust it, but buy back your call and then go to the 2,500, sell that one just to give yourself some room where you can actually make money back fast. Yeah, go ahead, do that. You did not get filled. There, you did get filled. There you go. All right. That'll just give you some room to the upside. If this Russell continues this rally, you'll make more money faster that way. But I don't think you do much other than that, honestly. I think you just kind of sit and wait, hope that this bounce continues, and that's about it. I mean, you've I already adjusted pretty aggressively everything down. You can see in MU it's come back to kind of haunt you already. With this massive 8% up move today in there. What is it? Can you buy like 5 more shares in MU? That would probably help flatten out your delta. What's your delta in there? I'm assuming you're really short now. We
-17.
I wouldn't hate the idea of buying like 5 more shares in here. What's that going to require in capital? And that review? Yeah, go ahead and do that too. Because you have $18 in premium in that contract. So if you get a down move, that's a lot of premium to come out of there. But if we keep rallying like this, I just want to make sure that you're not going to get wrecked as we rally. That puts you at -12 delta. All right, that's fine. Then you've got some short delta and hood. And then pretty much all the other positions are long. Yeah, I say you leave it. I think that's everything for now. You got any questions?
No.
Yeah, I wish we
Didn't
could have
do
done this.
anything.
Yeah, I wish we could have done this yesterday because I made a ton of. Well, let's go in and go into your orders and then go to all and then go to where it says filter. Then go to custom. Then just put in yesterday's date,
What was yesterday?
13th, not of October.
Oh, it's not on the same. What? I can't.
To the 10th. It's because your end date. What? Why can I not do the 13th?
Hmm.
Just go the past that last 7 days and then take AG off. That's weird. Why would it not let you do it just yesterday? All right. So now you see your list that you have. You see the date and the timestamp. You can see all of those positions that I had to adjust yesterday.
Yeah, we're done it here.
Yeah. So yesterday was the day that we should have made this video because yesterday was just like pure chaos. I can't even read that list. Let me bring it up on
The Russell.
the 7
What did we
day.
eat?
That was the one that we got short. Remember the day before that we put on a
Because
position where we
Josh.
sold. Yeah, Josh said, "Hey, this one's really overextended. We got short it." So that was just me covering it. I think you made like $270 in there.
Tesla applied. Oracle, Russell, Nvidia,
13.
Russell, Oracle, Russell. Just in the Russell like 5 times.
Yeah, I did because I thought we were going to bounce yesterday and we didn't get the bounce. So I made it like 2 different adjustments to try and position for the bounce. But then the way we closed so weak that it looked like we might even get a continuation into today, which we did in the morning. And ideally, the time to have adjusted that Russell and do what we just did would have been earlier in the morning when it was down. But c'est la vie. So yeah, applied. I rolled down calls and applied. Oracle, I rolled out and down. Russell, Nvidia, rolled your calls down in Nvidia, rolled your calls down again in Nvidia. Russell again, MU, rolled your calls down, which is coming back to haunt us today. What did I do? MU. I actually rolled your puts down in MU as well. I bought them back and sold further out of the money puts. So that was a double whammy. That was like I made 2 adjustments that did not benefit us for today for this massive rally. And then Oracle rolled it out even further because Oracle just kept looking weak and really didn't have the amount of capital that you wanted in there. So I don't know. We may continue to sell here. So if that is the case, you're gonna have to make some more decisions about how to adjust this Russell. But for now, I think we just kind of leave it and see what happens. And on Monday, we'll come back on here and see what the market's doing on Monday. All right, good. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. I know we didn't do a whole lot of adjusting today, but thanks for watching, and we will see you on Monday. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along on this journey, and hopefully this market loses a little bit of volatility because we are short premium, and that's how we make money. Peace.
Another day at the chart, a sea of red, talking puts and calls, but they just stare ahead. Strike price means nothing in the blank minds, margins and leverage like mountains to climb. Spent the whole week on Delta and Greeks, Gamma theory ain't cutting through their peaks. Volatility shakes, but they don't feel the quake. Future contracts blur on this financial break. Can't you see the candles rise and fall? Risk and reward, it's a game of all or no. Options open, futures closed, eyes blind. Frustrated fathers dream in the stock grind. Explaining specs, faces blank as empty streets. Hedging positions, but the questions repeat. Time decay means nothing to the young souls in this marketplace. It's like digging holes. Iron condor flies, but it never lands. They can't grasp the feel of these trade winds. Liquidity tried choking on the sand. Profits and losses, they'd rather go play bands. Candles rise and fall. Risk and reward, it's a game of follow no. Options open, futures closed, eyes blind. Frustrated fathers dream in the stock grind. Candles rise and fall. Risk and reward, it's a game of follow no.